This world didn't deserve him. He was almost perfect.
In the midst of the buzz around Alexx Ekubo's burial, one person has been getting the attention of fans and well-wishers of the late actor. Meet Anwuli Ekubo. According to Rumours, she's the wife of Alexx Ekubo and they got married in December 2024. Rumours also say that she is the current executive director at NOG Oil and Gas Limited, a company that's known for petroleum and transportation services. She was seen at Alexx Ekubo's burial wearing a face mask, as you can see in this video.
My tribute is here, so you can go home and read it, but I just want to speak from my heart. Because if we had gathered for someone else, and I'm standing here trying to read Kana Godira Abacha. Unye Kana Gora Abacha. Ikenna. So difficult to speak of him in the past. Like a candle in the wind. It's come and gone, Millie. To have had our paths crossed with the Ekubos. Right from when Ikenna was growing up, the family. We've been family friends. Very, very in a special way. And God has been a sweetheart in my family. Because amongst his siblings, boys, very, very peculiar with boys to maybe stray, when you're taking them to church to stray. But Ikenna was that boy that followed his mother to God. And anyone that experienced my mother will know that all you needed to charm her was to just, so Ikenna, she loved that Ikenna was a Jesus boy. And then, it was very seamless for Alexx to transition from being just a family friend to be like an in-law. Never to pick out Joel as his wife. My mommy told him, you've always been my son, but now legally you have become our Joel than Ikenna. The most intentional boy. Most intentional. The things you would overlook. He noticed them. The perfect planner. To know him is to experience him. To experience him is to love him. This world didn't deserve him. He was almost perfect. The purest heart, the goofiest of them all. He would always light up everywhere he stepped into. Anwuli, my sister, it was difficult for us. We're very particular about who she ends up with because she's a special breed. But when Ikenna came forth, we knew no one else deserved her but Ikenna. We knew she was safe with him because he was an intentional lover. If you thought you've ever known or experienced love, you needed to experience Ikenna and Anwuli. He was very intentional. My mother was safe with him because we saw how he loved his family. Because we're very intentional in our own family too. So it wasn't a thing of bother to let our Joel go to Ikenna. Because we saw how particular he was about family. Family not just being by blood. If Ikenna loved you, you've become family. The purest of them. Ikenna came. And his mission he fulfilled. Yes, might be short. But who are we to say he was short? One thing we're certain of, one thing I know is that Ikenna returned empty. He emptied of himself. He didn't return back to his maker with anything. He emptied himself of every virtue he came into this life with. He was a crazy lover of Jesus, a radical lover of God. That's our consolation. That he came, he saw, he conquered, and returned fulfilled. Nothing to be pitiful about. We cry because we miss him here. Ikenna is enough Bible for us to read. If Ikenna's life on earth hasn't taught us anything, we're most of all men most miserable. Make your way back to Christ. That's the most important thing in this world. Life and Christ, when the social media, everyone's family with his beautiful wife and with Christ. Do not pity for us or Ikenna, pity for yourselves. Search within and know. Would people gather? Would people bear witness of your stay here just the way people are bearing witness here? As we sit to mourn Ikenna, we mourn ourselves. I pray that Ikenna's passage will lead us back to true love, which is Jesus Christ. There is nothing here. There is absolutely nothing here. No wonder he just identified as a human being. He realized, may it not be too late for us. We didn't lose a brother-in-law, we lost a brother. A dear one at that. But we know that God is able and we continue to judge him faithful. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm standing here today to read a tribute on behalf of my elder sister. As we can all imagine, today is very emotional, and she's asked me to help her share these words. There are people you meet in life, and then there are people you encounter. Ikenna was an encounter. Nobody met Ikenna and remained the same. Some encountered his brilliance. Some encountered his kindness. Some others encountered his impossible confidence. His faith, Ikenna, untouched. He carried presence, the way kings carry crowns, naturally, effortlessly, without ever needing to announce it. Ikenna was wise far beyond his years. He reasoned like a man who had already lived several times before this one. Conversations with him never felt ordinary. Even when he was young, he carried the mind of an elder, calm, thoughtful, strategic, deeply aware. Ikenna was always reasoned like a 95-year-old. There was something ancient about his wisdom, something steady and grounding that made people trust him instantly. Saw odds, the plans always worked. He moved through life with intention, precision, and confidence that made you believe he had already said uncertain. Ikenna somehow remained composed, almost as though he had made peace with outcomes long before anyone else understood the battle. He was also a man of deep faith, a fervent praying man whose relationship with God was personal, was rooted, and was unwavering. His faith was not for show. It lived quietly inside him and revealed itself in the way he carried burdens, the way he handled uncertainty, and the way he continued to believe for a miracle during his illness. And somehow, even through the pain, Ikenna remained himself, controlled, composed, and strategic. He bowed out the same way he lived, on his own terms, with dignity, with grace, like a boss. But beyond all his strength, all this pain, there was also the Ikenna we laughed with. I remember when we were much younger in university, he'll be dressing up for school, and I'll just sit down there looking at him. Alex being Alex would catch me staring and say, "Blink. Have you not seen a fine boy before? Blink. Let me know you are still alive." That was him, charming without effort, funny without trying, confident in a way that made everyone around him smile. And then came the hardest moment of all. The day he passed, I looked at Ikenna and whispered, Alex, blink. No response. I whispered again, blink. But by this time, he didn't. Kena had gone to be with his maker. Some people leave memories. Alex left impact. Some people are remembered for what they did. Oh. And he was never meant to leave Israel. Thank you.